Today we're going to be talking about ordered pairs and relations. This should be a review from 6th and 7th grade, so it shouldn't be too difficult. First, ordered pairs and the coordinate plane. These are all of our vocabulary words. So you may want to sketch this graph over here and write the vocabulary words in as they come. So coordinate plane. Coordinate plane goes in right there. This whole entire thing, the whole entire graph itself, is called the coordinate plane. Second, we have ordered pair. That ordered pair is pointing to that parentheses. -4, 3 parentheses. That is an ordered pair. So it's not pointing to the point, it's pointing to the actual parentheses, parentheses, -4, 3 parentheses. The next one is the origin. The origin is the point 0, 0. So it's right where our x and our y axis intersect, or where they cross. Next we have quadrant. That's talking about this shaded yellow portion. Okay, there are 4 quadrants in a coordinate plane. We'll go over which one is labeled which later on, but there are 4 quadrants separated by the axis. The next one is x-axis. The x-axis runs horizontal, so it's going from left to right. The next is x-coordinate. The x-coordinate is the first coordinate in an ordered pair. So that -4 in that ordered pair, the very first number is called the x-coordinate. That tells us where we need to go on the x-axis. Next, y-axis. That is the vertical axis, the one running up and down. And then y-coordinate is the second number in our ordered pair. So we've got the x-coordinate, then the y-coordinate. Alright, on this, we want to name the ordered pair for each point. So J, that's looking right here at J. On our x-axis, which is the one horizontal, I see that it is at -1.5. Be careful, these are going by 0.5s. So -1.5. Alright, and then for the y-coordinate, I look up and look over and see where on the y-axis is this located. It's located at 2. So I've got, So I've got -1.5, 2 parentheses. Make sure that you close your parentheses. All right. Moving on to K. If we look at K, K is right over here. So on the x-axis, it would be located at 1. If I look down, it's located at 1. And on the y-axis, if I look over, that's located at 0.5. So 0.5. All right, looking at L. L, that's way over there on that right-hand side. Okay, looking at L, on our x-axis, if we look up, that is at 2.5. Alright, and if we look on our y, we're looking over here, that would be at -0.5. Always separate these by a comma. And make sure you close your parentheses for your ordered pair. Alright, and M, our last one. For M, on our x-axis, we look up, that would be at -2.5. And for our y, we look over, and that would also be at -2.5. Alright, so for ordered pairs, we always have 2 numbers, and they're always separated by a comma. Alright, so now we're going the other way. We want to graph these. Now this is going to be more difficult because I've got 1/4 and 1/2 in here. 3/4 and -1/2. Alright, so we're going to do the best that we can. Alright, so first we've got 2 and 1/4. So a little bit more than 2 on the x-axis. And then 3 1/2. So 2 and 1/4 and then up 3 1/2 is going to put you somewhere right in there. All right, and we will label that R. All right, next we have negative 1.53. So I'm going to go negative 1.5 and then up 3 and put a dot there. And that we're going to label S. And then last we have T, negative 1/2, negative 3 3/4. So negative 1/2, negative 3 almost to 4 is going to put me right about there, and I will label that T. Okay, so make sure that you put your letters when you are labeling these. Last, we have a few definitions for relations. The first one, a relation is any set of ordered pairs. So any set of ordered pairs we put together, we're going to call that a relation. Second, relations can be represented as a table and as a graph. So we're going to have to do two parts for this. You're going to have to write it as a table and you're going to have to write it as a graph. The domain of the relation is the set of x-coordinates. So when we're looking through here, the first number, remember the x-coordinate is the first one, we're going to list all of those x-coordinates, and that's called our domain. And last, the range of the relation is a set of y-coordinates. So as we're going through, our numbers that are the second terms in our ordered pairs are all our y-coordinates. So when we list those together, that's called the range. All right, here's our key concept. Ordered pairs. Right there it's showing you the domain goes with the first numbers, the range goes with the second numbers. They show our table and then they actually graph it. So that's what we're going to do last. All right, here we go. Examples, page 277. Express its relation as a table and a graph, then state the domain and range. So right here, let's graph it first. Well, actually, we'll put it in a table first. All right, so here we go, table. When you do a table, make sure you do X and Y at the top, and then draw kind of like a T-chart. So for X, our first number, we have negative 5, 2, 3, negative 1, 6, 2, and 1, 7. So graphing these, negative 5, 2, go left 5 and up 2. All right, that's our first point. 3, negative 1, over to the right 3, down 1, put a dot. 6, 2, go 6 to the right, and then up 2, and put a dot. And then 1, 7, go right 1 and up 7, and put a dot there. So I've made my table, I've made my graph. Now I need to write the domain and range. So for the domain, I'm going to start with a curly brace. I know you love those. And I'm going to write all my x's, okay, in order from least to greatest. So negative 5, 1, 3, and 6. And then for my range, I'm going to use curly braces, all my y's, negative 1. Now since I have two 2's, I really only have to list that once, and then 7. So for our range, I only have 3 numbers. All right, now looking at this other side, let's see. For our points, we need to, let's draw our table first. So for the table, I've got my X and Y, negative 4, 3, 2, negative 6, negative 4, 5, and negative 3, negative 6. Graphing that, negative 4, 3, go left 4, up 3, put a dot. 2, negative 6, go right 2 and down 6, and put a dot. Negative 4, 5, go left 4 and up 5. And then negative 3, negative 6, go left 3 and down 6. Well, if it'll let me put my dot. There we go. And actually on the second one, I made a mistake. It should be, oh, never mind. I did it right. Okay. So moving on, the domain. That's all of our x's. So -4 is smallest. It's listed twice. -3 and 2. And for the range, I've got -6, 3, and 5. I'm getting these numbers from right here in this table. Alright, so that's domain and range. Domain is x's, range is y's. Make sure you do your table and your graph. Okay, at this point, come get this worksheet from me. Show me your notes in order for me to give you the worksheet. And then once you finish that, you'll be good to go.